Good evening. Good evening. It is Thursday night. It is the second iteration of the Sick Podcast this week. I think tonight we'll discuss, is there a trade coming? How do we improve this team? We'll also talk about the Titans. We are currently a minus 14, so hopefully that stays as it should be and we handle business. And of course, we got sick picks and a couple other things. So, yeah, let's have a good night, a good chat. Let's talk all things Colts. Sammy, start me up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. And Bill Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Yes, it is going to be sick. Let's go ahead and get a word from our sponsor, CJ, if you will, please.
Yes, sir. Game on. Week 8 starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. So as soon as you put $5 down, you get $300. I don't know anything better than that. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 6sports. That's SICKSPORTS. That's code 6sports, all caps, no spaces, to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
All right, and this is the official sound of the Anvil. We are live. We are only 2 tonight. DEI is off. And we are also live for the first time on X. So if you are on the Twitters, go ahead and tune in there along with YouTube and Facebook as always. CJ, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty damn good. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I feel like if I was to place a bet, I could do it legally because we know that people have been getting hemmed up today. So
Facts. It is a bad day to be a part of the ring of cheating and scandal that is the NBA. But this ain't no NBA show. This is an NFL show. And more specifically, it's a Colts show. So You know what? I feel like tonight is going to be all hypotheticals. Before we talk about the Titans, maybe we'll give them 5 minutes. No disrespect, Sammy. We're sorry. But we should discuss if, when, why trade. If, when, why. Do we improve? Is it going to happen? Jordan Schultz said something yesterday. Seemed like we have interest. Who are they? Is it really a real thing? I don't know. So let's talk about that. What is the primary need? I guess we could start there. Before anything, in your opinion, and what's up, Teresa? Get your croissants tonight. Be good. What is the primary need?
I mean, if I'm being honest, the primary need, regardless of how we feel about it, I do feel like our primary need is still going to be in the pass rush.
Pass rush. Okay. So I too concur. Though I am somewhat intrigued by, Cam Britt, Cincinnati, another Luke connection. With yesterday, or was it today? When did Jalen's window open today?
No. It actually opened it was open as of Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday? Okay.
Because Tuesday was the first official day of the week, but I think yesterday was his first official
Copy.
practice where he had limited participation. Today was the same thing. So
Okay. All right. How you doing, Stacy? So with that news, I think that I can kind of calm those Jets because we've been talking about secondary got to get healthy. We have this game, we have the Steelers game, we have the Falcons game, and then we have our bye. So again, I don't want to sit here and count those as 3 discount double checks, triple checks, all W's. Those are going to be some tough outings. Pittsburgh on the road, Atlanta and Berlin. But I feel like taking the bye week and getting ready for Kansas City after that, the week before Thanksgiving, hopefully all of the secondary will show up and be a Gaya field and be ready to roll. So I'm ready to kind of like cool the Jets on bringing in a corner. But let's talk pass rush.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about pass rush. It is important, but I don't think that is end all be all. But if there's a way to get better, we should, because we should alleviate some of the stresses that is Latu being held every play, him getting pressures, not getting home. Let's see if we can put him in one-on-one matchups and, make other people uncomfortable, that type of thing. So, yes. But how do we do it with limited cap and potentially no players, meaning like nobody is saying, hey, this guy is up for grabs, primarily Hendricks.
Well, so the thing is, what you're looking for right now is you're looking potentially for guys who are going to maybe be on like a 1-year deal or are on the last year of a rookie deal. The thing about being on the last year of a rookie deal is the fact that not more often than not, the last year of the rookie deal, that money is going to be eaten up by the team that is going to be trading the player away. So from a money standpoint, it makes sense for you because even if, let's just say, you pay half on a rookie deal, nobody is trading away a former top 10 pick on the D-line, because normally a former top 10 pick on a D-line is either producing or he would have already been out the door.
That's fair.
So ultimately, if you're trading for somebody that's going to be like I said, like a later pick or something along those lines, then the money's going to be minimal. I think the number right now is that we may have let's just say $6 million in cap right now. If you trade for somebody that was drafted first round, even second round, even if you do absorb any type of money, you're only maybe taking on half of what they would have in that last year. And even that's going to be maybe like $2 million.
Okay.
You're going to be looking to go and get a good amount. I'm going to say you're going to get that good amount of production, especially from a team. I can see why some teams wouldn't have traded up until now, but that's the reason why I have no problem with the trade deadline. I have a feeling that if the Colts, let's just say, don't make a move this week, right? But let's just say they make a move next week, it'll be because you saw a target on a team that you know for a fact is mathematically completely out of it altogether. You know they're going to be sellers because they need to do something. Now, for example, the Jets right now don't have a win. They haven't won anything this season. They're even making a move at quarterback. So I would assume that right now this is a team that's going to, they're rebuilding regardless. Like Justin Fields.
So before you go down there, because there's many lanes I want to jump into, because there's lots of variables. So first thing I'll say, so as Colts fans, should we potentially eliminate the tier 1 ideals like Hendrickson, Thibodeau, Burns, maybe even Phillips, maybe even Chubb? Should we be looking second tier guys? Now we're talking to Will McDonald, a couple other names out there that may not be like oh my God, we actually did that. But you know what? Nah, that's a decent guy. So what do you think? Should we be kind of more in I'm going to call it just what it is, a realistic ideal of it won't be these Max Crosbys and all these other wild, insanely good players that we think, may be up. It's more so.
Well, Max Crosby was always going to be like the craziest long shot ever because he just re-signed in the spring of this year. Right. So, you're going to take on money this year anyway. That's why it's like when they were saying Max Crosby, I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but sure, let's entertain it for the sake of conversation. Cool.
28 million per or something like that. 28.
Yeah. 29. But for example, I know it's just like, I know this is the name that came up and people are divided on it. They either really want him or they don't want him at all. But
Okay.
Trey Hendrickson, for example, Trey Hendrickson, this is the last year of his deal. There's no years left. So the thing is, Cincinnati's eating that cost for this year, and then you're essentially either going to bring him in because you're in your playoff window. You believe that he's a missing piece. You have an offense that's firing at all cylinders, an elite offense, let's say. And you know that you if you improve on that pass rush, whether you're 100% healthy at cornerback or whether you have some guys that are missing, the pass rush is never going to be a question when Trey Hendrickson is in there with DeForest Buckner, with Grover Stewart, with Leatu Latu. Like
That's
and mind you, let's be
one can
mindful
dream.
and let's be mindful of the fact that, teams right now are keying in and making sure that you have one guy blocking Latu, or he's being double teamed, or you have one guy blocking and he's getting chipped, or you have DeForest Buckner having to eat up double teams. Like,
Yeah.
you have all these, but then Kwity Paye is in one-on-ones. I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that you get right now, and this is my personal belief, and not to crap on Kwity, but it is what it is. I believe anybody that you bring in right now is potentially going to go and give you a better pass rush presence than what Kwitty's been doing since he's been getting one-on-ones all season, and he's only benefited in one game.
Okay, I think that's fair. I mean, we've had our offline Kwity Paye discussions ad nauseum. So, yes, is he a designed by nature organic pass rusher? Absolutely, he never was. But he was more of a sophisticated run stopper that maybe could get home here and there, and we dressed him up more than what he is. So it is what it is at this point, and we'll just leave it be. But to me, I kind of feel now that we're going to have to deduce our ideals about who this player is if Jordan Schultz is really talking about a player. Because unless something changes in the wee hours, I just don't feel like, or I don't say the wee hours, but the late hours, I just don't feel like Trey is going to come here. But honestly, to me, he is the perfect fit, not only because of Lou, but because of what you really need to be able to do at that position for this defense. So it's 1 and 1 equals 2. Definitely has a relationship with Lou, but it's the way he rushes. It's the way that he knows how to stunt. It's all the things that you want an older pass rusher that's still a threat to be your main focus. And you're like, fuck, I got this young dominant dude over here. I'm gonna take the chances leaving him one-on-one, and then you see that guy shine. I feel like that's
exactly.
That's what I mean. And Will McDonald, not to discredit him, he's solid. He had 10.5 sacks last year. And I think he definitely is an upgrade, but it's not Trey Hendrickson. You know what I mean? And then you could talk about Bradley Chubb, injuries. You could talk about Jalen Phillips, injuries. But they are upgrades too. You know what I mean? But I just feel like I don't know how you knock on somebody's door and kind of force their hand based off of their situation, because that's where that other variable was going to come in, because we're talking about the Jets who hired a defensive-minded coach. Rebuild or not, I feel like they want to have as many intact pieces on the defense just in case this shit does right itself and he's able to be somewhat successful. Because remember, people are ready to throw him away, but remember Dan Campbell's first year. It was not good.
Yeah.
And so if he was allowed to have grace and come back the following season and then there was improvement, who's to say the Jets are just the Jets? But who's to say that the same couldn't happen, you know what I mean, for Aaron Glenn? So that's why I don't just feel like they're just up to giving away all of their key mainstays for the reasoning behind bringing him in. You know what I mean? That's just me. But we can skip all that. We can get back on the Colts. So we both agree it's pass rush, and I think Trey is the magic fit. And if not, then it is somebody that's more second tier that I probably haven't even, maybe even third tier, that I haven't even really done a lot of research on. It might be a shocking surprise type guy. Like, damn, who even knew that was so I just think the big names, Max Crosby, definitely not. Kayvon Thibodeau, I just don't think it's happening now. Brian Burns, to me, was never happening. Max Crosby was never happening. Just in Clyde's opinion. So that's kind of where I am on that.
And you know what? I think that just goes back to now, for these teams, do guys fit in the window of being able to be signed, but then also trying to convince. Because the other thing is, like, I know, you say it all the time about teams have to want to play ball. Well,
Fact.
players have to want to play ball too.
That's true.
And the problem with like some players not wanting to play ball is that if you sit on a squad and you look at a team and you say, I don't see this team taking this big leap forward that you would potentially do. And for guys who are in the last year of their contracts, I think that's why I like the Trey Hendrickson situation is the way that it is, because Trey Hendrickson kind of saw the writing on the wall. He's just like, I like what you're doing here. Yes, you have Joe Burrow, but at the end of the day, you guys aren't making moves. You guys aren't doing what you need to. Like, outside of drafting, Shamar Turner or whatever his last name is, I always get it wrong. Was drafting Shamar Stewart in the first round last year. What notable things did Cincinnati do outside of pay those two receivers that healthy amount of their cap space? They did it. And so the thing is, you knew they did it. And so even now, like, Cincinnati's defense hasn't been good this season.
Facts.
So now Trey Hendrickson once again is the best guy on a bad unit. And, like I said, for him to be at the age that he's at, he's like, these guys aren't going to be anywhere near where they were 3-4 years ago going to a Super Bowl.
For his window. And in the latest thing that is Cincinnati Bengals news, Logan Wilson wants out. You know what I mean? So that came out today. So it's like, Cam Britt was already a rumor. Logan Wilson now wants out. Trey held out all damn summer. They gave him, a makeshift deal just to get him to play. He's had a back injury. Like, the shitty part is, and I'm not, hating on the team, is that they won last week. So they still have this glimmer of we're still somewhat competing. Had they lost to Pittsburgh, I think it's open season. I do.
Yeah. But I think Pittsburgh was good for morale, but it wasn't good for the overall result of what the season's potentially going to be. I see this potentially being a lost season for Cincinnati.
Fair, but at what, 3-4?
If that?
I feel like they're 3-4.
They
look that up. I'm pretty sure they're 3-4 because you got a 1-5 Ravens squad who still projected somehow to come back and miraculously take over the division. You have a Steelers squad that is 4-2, 4-3.
Since he's 3-4,
and then Pittsburgh's 4-2 right now, right?
Yeah,
and they own currently, the head-to-head, the first one. So it's not a wash for them quite yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? And again, we still got 2 weeks. November 3rd is when the deadline is. So who knows? And I'm not praying on their downfall, but they already said they're not letting Trey go this year. And maybe they mean that until they don't, and we'll just see. So we'll just let that be. But we can get back into the Colts stuff. So there's some stuff that came up. We can talk Tennessee now. They said, is this a trap game? Eric said this is a classic trap game and it scares him. Okay. And all definitions of trap game, absolutely right. We're 6-1, they're 1-6. We're a -14. We're at home. We're potentially looking forward to going to Pittsburgh next week, and then on to Atlanta the following week, and then the bye week, and then Kansas City. So all the things. But Eric, rest assured, buddy, get your favorite whiskey, have your favorite cigar, pull up to Lucas Oil at 10 a.m. when Touchdown Town opens. Enjoy your tailgate. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon. It's going to be an easy one, big dog. This team is rolling, and Cam Ward would have to have one of the most special performances. And I'm saying this like it's the Super Bowl, and please believe it's not. But the way this team is playing, the way we're taking our business serious, the way they're talking, the way Daniel Jones is locked in, the way JT is running, the way they're coaching. Look, man, and they got an interim coach, and they're just kind of all over the place. Jeffrey Simmons not playing, L'Jarius Sneed not playing,
Calvin Ridley's not playing.
He not playing. He might get traded. Like, listen, classic trap game, but boy, it would be UK Rick Pitino trap. You know what I'm saying? They were able to win, like the Kentucky trap way back in the 90s. They had to be that good to beat us. And so maybe I'm talking a little too strong. Maybe I'm being a little bit too overconfident, but this ain't the one. There's going to be tough games that may be questionable, but trap games, nah, I'm not worried about that. I'm just not. That's just me though. How you feel, Chris?
You know what? It's
What's up, Luis?
trap games would have scared me in years prior, but right now, I don't see it. I don't see
Yeah.
trap games with this team because I like there hasn't been a game this year where I just said these guys aren't taking it seriously.
Facts.
I think like I know that we've dealt with that previously, like where we probably went up against a really, really bad team, and you're like, oh yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't win. But then you look at it, you're like, but could we lose?
Yeah. I mean,
and
last year,
Jackson,
the Giants, the year before, the Bengals with Browning, like what?
yeah, like the Bengals were Browning the Falcons. Like it was
Yeah.
like even the
Christmas Day, that was a Christmas game or Christmas weekend. It's like it was Christmas Eve. I remember that.
yeah, and you know, I think before there was cause for concern. Now, yeah, absolutely not. I don't believe that there's a thing there. Not only that, but you also understand just how important these division games are. You're
Yes.
you're what one you're 1-0 in the division, right? You have four division games within a 6-game span towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
So the problem
Gauntlet.
is that you understand that there's like these probably carry even more value than your standard, you know, or your standard regular games that you play in the AFC, because now you realize that if records are tied, division games are absolutely going to come into play.
So you got to take your give me's.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Titans this year, and I'm saying unfortunately because our podcast network, they are a family of Titans fans. So all
Yeah.
respect, we love you guys. but
y'all gonna catch these skibbity paps.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta
just,
get the
it is what
paps.
it is. Like
you
you
gotta
gotta
get the paps, and you just
Yeah.
gotta be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we suffered our skibbity paps from you guys. The last it's been about 4 years now. The very
I'm not gonna say the last because
Well, no,
like I
I'm
said,
saying
it's been a while.
well, they haven't beat us in like 2 full seasons, right? But
Yeah,
I'm
it's been over
saying
1,000 days.
yeah, prior to so that's 3 full seasons, 3 and some change actually. But I'm saying prior to that, about 4 years ago, and then go backwards more, we had nothing for the Titans during the Derrick Henry era of just pure dominance. We're going to run the ball 30 times a game. Like, yeah, we were just showing up and fighting for our lives, bro.
Yeah, that's
Every
that's
now
all
and
it
then
was.
we might steal one, but they was probably going to beat us both times that season. But those are long days gone, and I'm so happy to not think about those anymore. So we got to get the gimmies. This is a layup.
Yeah.
Okay, you still got to show up at 4:25 on Sunday. So it's not as if, oh yeah, we're gonna roll out Riley Leonard and crew. Like, no, when nobody's resting, we gotta come out there, do our work, and then get ready for Pittsburgh. I mean, that's just how you got to take it. So with that stated, right,
Yeah.
we might as well get into keys to victory. We might just roll right into it. I mean, listen, please do not play this podcast back if we get aired out because I'm being super arrogant, maybe slightly narcissistic with my thoughts right now. But look, see what spread y'all predicting. Well, we're minus 14 and we're averaging 33. I think it's larger than that. Honestly, like, I mean, I get it for the line for Vegas, but dog, the last time we won 41, 20, we gave them 20 something, didn't we?
41-20 was the
41-20?
first game that we played.
All right, so that was a smooth 21. We at least matched that. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
Before we talk about keys of victory,
If I'm being completely real, and like I said,
a lot of
I don't wanna
twos
be
in that.
facetious.
A lot of twos in that, Eric.
I don't want to be facetious. I don't want to, just sit there and just automatically just say, yeah, count it as dove. But honestly, like the key to victory is just walking in the stadium. Like I said, that's literally going to be walk in the stadium, get on the field, and walk out. That's the key to victory. Like
First of the night.
Yeah.
First of the night. Walk in the stadium, take your pictures, suit up, walk out the stadium. Final score.
Yeah.
It was a lot to a little.
Yeah, because let's also be real. Like the Titans right now are a team that's reeling because we knew coming into this season that they were going to have some issues. Tyler Lockett got the hell up out of there.
He did.
Tyler Lockett heard the wide receiver graveyard allegations that he says, yeah, it's not going to be me.
It's
So
almost
he
like
got
you
up
got to
out of
see it for yourself, right? Like you're like,
Yeah.
I can be the curse that. Nah, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, but then now you have the injuries piling up, and this is on a team that's in the middle of trying to rebuild, trying to get things together. They've lost their head coach, and so right now they just look lost. Like they don't look like a team that is trying to get it together. They look like a team that's trying their best to figure out what they're doing, and I just don't think that they're going to be able to find that out against us. I don't think that's going to be fixed with us.
The funny of the week is how they even tried to replicate Pittman this week. Please tell who did they use? How tall was he?
They used 5'10" Xavier Restrepo to try to simulate Michael Pittman Jr. And as soon as I saw that, I said, this is the most unserious team in the league. Because how do you try to say, you know what, we need to neutralize Michael Pittman Jr. Okay, who do we have? They didn't use the tight end. They didn't use anybody from the practice squad. They said, we need that 5'10" gerbil over there to come in and simulate Michael Pittman Jr.
Okay, Craig. To your point, no. The only time we rest players is the same way we've been resting players all season. You get up 41, 10, 15, something like that, into the third, going into the fourth, and you know you're just going to run the ball to kill it, bring in Abdullah, bring in Riley Leonard, go for it. But the whole rest players, like we got to get out of that thought process, Craig. I'm just not here for that. And maybe it's because I'm a little shell shocked from previous years, 14-0, let's rest guys, you know, whatever. Like, nah, this is football, man. And I get it. Injuries happen, and there's no need to risk players. So if you're up 35-0, sure, sit the man down. But we shouldn't be in that mindset. Well,
AR's on IR.
Craig, you know that. I'm not doing this with you. Don't start your shit tonight, Craig. I'm not doing it. But nah, man. But you know, in all seriousness, like keys to victory: run the damn ball. Let's try to get our pressure rate up today. Yes, I said it. Or Sunday, yes, I said it. Let's try to get home. Let's try to rattle Cam. You know, let's create turnovers. We're the only team to have a turnover in every single game. So let's just keep meeting the measurement. Improve a little bit more than you were the week before. You only get one time a week, sometimes twice, depending on the schedule, to prove yourself. And it's really the proof to self is really to self. This is not out here to make guys like what Teresa said, Stephen A feel better about us, or Nick Wright to finally change his position. Like anyway, we'll just let Nick Wright be Nick Wright.
Yeah.
But this ain't about, you know, making the national media finally respect. It's about every game is a chance and an opportunity to get better, because the ultimate goal is to be the best in the game that matters the most. And so that's what we got to do, man. So go out there, dominate, you know, get first downs, keep the chains moving, eat up clock. Like this ain't a game that, in my opinion, we need to go out there and, you know, and really emphasize a certain area. But this is definitely a game that's a real game that you can try things. If we see some new concepts, we see some new packages, like, and it's no knock on the Titans, but this is one of them, like, you know, it's like a little scrimmage. I said it. I said it.
You said it. I mean,
it's kind of a scrimmage, you know.
I was just saying, you know what I mean?
I said it. I said I'm gonna live with them all.
It is what it is.
It
is what it is. Like
Eric said, 10-22-22. That's a long time ago, big dog. I mean, that's literally now 3 years. Like, as of a couple days ago. So that's a long time, big dog. That's
and you know, I'm gonna
be getting to that, Luis. We got a little bit.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that even beyond what we're expecting or what we believe with where the team is at, I don't think that there's any type of scenario where we, in this case, just because of this team, we would believe that there's, like, I'm going to say, a reason to truly worry. Because I think, like, at this point, I wouldn't say that they've given up on the season, but I would say that the Titans right now, they're basically just trying to cement themselves to get better in a lot of different places. They have a lot of holes on that team.
Just
And
this
I don't
is
see them
yeah.
being, I think even if you talk to Titans fans right now, it's just like a lot of them, they had them getting at most 6 wins.
I mean, and to me, especially with the injuries that they have, this is a dress rehearsal in the sense of this definitely isn't the year, but are you going to be around going forward? We're getting brand new coaches. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a
Yes.
changing of the guard. We're going to be looking at effort plays. Like in a lot of ways, we went through this ourselves, maybe even as recent as last year when
Yeah.
people were really evaluating like how confident were people in the fact that they couldn't lose their position and stuff like that. So they probably got their own checklist to make sure the rest of this season has some like productive value. It just might not come in the win column. So that's for them to figure out. And in all
Yeah.
honesty, good luck. But when it comes to the Colts and what we're trying to do, man, like we're really the test. I'm telling you, that is now my phrase stolen from Z. We are the test, right? So each week you got
Fair.
to keep putting yourself in positions to maybe be talked about, but really to show yourself like, nah, we belong because we're ascending right now. And the one thing I've been talking about, especially from an organization that knows how to win, we don't have any real leftovers from that. Like, because of course that was years ago. So
Yeah.
we're ascending now to this next generation of Colts that are not attached to Peyton Manning, that are really not attached to Andrew Luck outside of like a handful of players, maybe Quentin Nelson and who else? I think that's it now, right?
Yeah.
The Shaq's
Yeah.
gone. No, Kenny was on that team.
Kenny was on. Yeah. Kenny was there. Yeah.
So there's a handful of people that are still kind of connected to that era of Andrew Luck, but this is a new coach generation, and we're ascending now. So we have to keep proving to ourselves that we belong. Because whether or not anybody wants us to be there, they're not going to dictate if we're there. We dictate that. So that's kind of where I am with that, man. And honestly, let's just go to the score prediction. Like, we got 41 last time. We're averaging 33. I love to take somewhere in the middle. Give me 35. That's 5 touchdowns. Give me 35 to oh god. Oof. Let's give me 35 to 7. Like
I,
oh wow. I mean
I'm not against that in the slightest. And like I said, I think because of the seriousness of where this team is right now, that they're taking things much more seriously.
facts.
And I mean, I don't think that anybody's wrong for believing that the spread is going to be, as big as that spread would be because of the fact that we know where we're at. We know we're getting guys back. We know that, there's going to be people who are coming in who have been able to play. Like if you get Jalen Jones this week without a Calvin Ridley, for example, then what we're looking at now is we're looking at him covering what Alec A.O. Manor and whoever else they have. Like I think
Good
their
warm-up
wide
game for
receiver,
him.
yeah, their wide receiver room isn't their wide receiver room is depleted and not because of injury. Like I think you lost Ridley because of injury, but Lockett left. And then outside of that, you have Restrepo, you have, these guys who are not world beaters by any stretch of the imagination. But then on top of that, it's like this team already has a bad O-line. So,
I mean, they
you
got
know,
respectable backs, Tajay Spears and Pollard, Tony Pollard. Like
I mean, is it respectable?
I don't know.
Is it
I don't know what to do with my
respectable?
hands.
Sure. I'm like, yeah, sure, respectable.
What's that, Ricky Bobby? He was like,
Yeah, it's just like, let's
I don't know what to do, Craig.
I
But
don't
no,
know what
I'm
to do
just
with my
saying, man.
hands.
Like I'm trying to give them, as much credit as I can. But I mean, it's limited. It's okay. Look, Eric, 42-17. That's not a bad pick. Beat down. Yes, yeah. Well, there it is, 34-10 Colts. Like, yeah, like this is one of those games that you should expect, us to come out and do our job, pass the score, run the win, but do it in a dominant fashion. What I would love to see the defense do, because we know what we're gonna have. Okay. We know we're gonna have pretty much the same secondary we've seen now for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I would love to see some improvement there, even though the talent that they're going against may somewhat give a little bit of false sense of confidence. But even with depth players, they need wins, right? And when I say wins, they need confidential wins. Like, I was able to go out and have a good day despite who was on the other side, because in the long run, that helps them be better for bigger moments. So
Yeah.
I'm with that. You know what I mean? But I would also like to see more pressure, like I said. If we get one turnover, why not get 3 turnovers? Like so improve in all the ways that you can just to be dominant, right? Like I would love to see no missed tackles, simple things. I would love to see very, very limited penalties. Lots of things that we can, potentially work out. Because again, this is like a little scrimmage. I'm talking shit. I'm a little bit arrogant, maybe, but the Jets, the Titans, those are the games you're like, hey man, you remember that one play we drew up on the napkin on the flight home? We should try that this
Yeah.
week. This is
It's
the
like- it's like
prime
that.
week to run that.
Yeah, like it's just like if I wouldn't be shocked if you saw Tyler Warren run back that one like tight end pass that they had to check out of against, I think it was, who was it, the Cardinals,
Yeah.
where he ran almost to the sideline and he just had to throw it out of bounds because the play didn't work. Like I want to see them try that again. Like
Yeah,
this would be the game to try that again. But honestly, I think for this one, you can go out there. Like I want to see AD out there. If we're being honest, I think this is the perfect game to say, hey, listen, go out there. Get you some time, get some production. Let's do it. Like just go ahead and
There you
just
go.
put it, because let's be honest. I don't think that this is a game where you're just going to say like you're just going to rest people, because honestly, like in this game, I absolutely expect Jonathan Taylor to run for over 100 yards.
He should.
Regardless of which, like I expect that, but I don't expect them to take it lightly just because it's the Titans. Like I expect them to go in there and see that they're the Titans, see that they got the lumped up face like Martin Lawrence did when he got into that celebrity boxing match, and then just absolutely just like still say, well, you know what? I'm going to have to lump you up some more. Like, that's what I want from them. Like, I want them to just go in and say, oh, you look beat up.
Okay.
Well, it's about to get worse. Like,
So
that's
with
what I
that-
want to see from them.
with that, let's just get into our sick picks then. Let's see if we can get that queued up.
It's time for Sick Picks. Brought to you by DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Now, here's the deal. Before we start capping, start getting like way too in over our heads, birthday month. We know you were on last week. Yeah, I mean, you said 90 yards and a touchdown. Okay. Now, what I didn't get to say Tuesday night, because I went back and rewatched the show, is, I mean, y'all still taking like baby deals. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all taking like, I mean, at the time, Jonathan Taylor was averaging 100 yards. Now he's slightly under 100 yards a game, but he was averaging 100 yards a game. So, I mean, if you're going to do it, do it. Like, call the 100 yards, not the 90 yards. I mean, I feel like that's a little cap. But sick pick, 1-0. I'm 0-1. Pat's 0-1. Week 2 now that we're officially counting of sick picks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You won. You get to go first.
Yeah. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah, so I'm glad you pointed that out. I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah, thank you.
Whatever.
Thank you for all of that. I appreciate that.
Make it a real one this time. Don't take. Don't. You know what I mean?
We're gonna make it. No, we're gonna make it a real one.
All right.
You know what? You know what would be amazing this week? Jonathan Taylor right now is trailing Edgerrin James touchdown totals by 3. Now, it's division rival. So division rivals, they carry a little bit more heat because of the fact that you understand where they were. Now, the thing is, I don't expect the Colts to take it easy on them just because they're bad. I expect them to kick them in the teeth. So you know what? JT, I'm going to say it. JT, another 3 touchdown game, and this time going for 120.
Okay, now we sick picking. You know what? And now if you get that, you can come in here and pop. Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
I'm gonna pop.
You know
listen. JT pops off for 120 and 3. I'm gonna pop like Jiffy.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen. It's gonna happen.
All right. So see now you sick picking, and I'm gonna give you that. So because that's a sick pick. That is a sick. We don't do the safe thing. We do the sick thing. All right. So here we go. All right, let me see if I can match that. Last week I said 250-3, and I had 275-2. Okay, so see, I like that. So I'm gonna stick with the man. I'm gonna stick with Danny.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna change it up slightly. I'm gonna go 225
Mhm.
and 4. Now I'm getting crazy. I'm getting
So,
crazy.
so what you're
I'm
saying is
getting crazy.
we're gonna score 400. We're gonna score 49 points in this game.
No. I said 35-7. He could have 4 touchdowns and still leave one for JT. I don't see JT going for 3 back-to-back weeks. Because if that's the case, let's just end the entirety of the MVP race. Let's not even disrespect my guy with offensive player of the year. Get OPY out of there. It's time to just make him the MVP because that'll be his 3rd game with 3 of those things, right?
Yep.
If he does it this week. That's
Yep.
insane. Okay. So I'm not saying that I don't want him to do that. Well, kind of not this week because you picked that and then you'll be whatever. But I'm not saying I don't want him to do that. I'm just saying like 3 back-to-back is kind of tough. But I think Danny owes me an apology for shorting me. So now I got to add 1. So I'm going to bring
So
the
you know
yards
what?
down and
Yep.
say 4. And it
So you
doesn't
know
have
what?
to be
Here.
air touchdowns.
Here, and I'm going to align with that. I think 3 total. I will say 3 total. I won't say 3 rushing. I think that he absolutely will. Like if he ends up with
Wow.
rushing touchdowns, I think he'll probably get like 2 rushing touchdowns and
Okay.
a receiving touchdown. So I think 3 total touchdowns is going to be the case in that because that's going
What's
to be
up,
exactly
Peyton?
what we're looking at. So yeah, so I think that's where we're going to be at when it comes to that because it like I said, this is a game that I don't expect us to come in flat. Like I said, I expect it to be somebody. I expect the Titans to get waterboarded on this one. Like I just,
Waterboarded. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So
Yep.
here's also the deal. So we're talking about the TDs. Somebody brought up how many sacks for a sick pick, and this is a bonus sick pick. I feel like we get 4 sacks this week.
4?
4 is the number this week.
Mm.
Dean, we're not here for your shit. Don't go Patriots. Nobody likes Drake May. He has a big head.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Go away.
Drake May looks like the villain in a Disney movie.
He does.
Like it's just like he has a head of a micro brawler. It's just like I can do this Drake May thing for days. He has a head of a Minecraft character.
That is fast.
Like that's just square head.
Okay, so we got a couple things that are actually happening live tonight. The Pacers are back. They probably already started. We also have, Thursday night football, Chargers and Vikings. So we're going to get out of here a little bit early. Chris, let's go ahead and start doing our things. Go for it, sir.
All right. Well, first and foremost, please bring up the handles. Yep. You can find me on Twitter at CJ Colts fan.
Find
where
me
can
at
I find you?
Colts Clyde on X.
All right. Yep. You can find him at Colts Clyde on X.
Mm-hmm.
And please bring up, actually not bring it up, but you can also find the recording of this episode on z103.com. Tomorrow, you'll be able to listen to that at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. And then you'll also be able to hear it again, Mix 105. You'll be able to find on their website Sunday at 4 a.m. They really let you get that going, get ready for game day, do all the great things. So you'll be able to see that. Also, make sure that you're listening to the replays of these episodes in the UK on VIP One Lounge Extra. That's our UK blokes overseas. Shout out to Colts Mexico as well. And then also, can you please bring up the QR code for yes, so you can find the QR code for Visit Indy. Visit Indy is going to be your one-stop shop for everything related to everything happening in Indianapolis, festivals, restaurants, Oktoberfest things. You'll also be able to see what's going on in terms of games, whether it's a Colts game, whether it's a Pacers game now that the basketball is back, so you'll be
Facts.
able to go on there. So make sure that you go on to visit Indy for everything that's going on in the Indianapolis area, for looking for what you need to do. Also, kind of like really quickly, just want to make sure we do this. Make sure that you check out our good brother Eric Blue Meanie Griffin. He writes these articles for us every single week. He just dropped another one. It's the second part of what we talked about from the Chargers game. Like I said, he's given us 2 this week, so make sure that you read the first one, then you read that second one. I believe, can you please pull up the website so that people know exactly where to go ahead and pull that up? If not,
Kind of
well,
like it kind of like a Netflix series, right? Like sometimes you can let
yeah,
them build, like
uh-huh.
do that. In the beginning, I let them build. Like I read the first one, and then I would like maybe not read 1 or 2, and then it'd be I had 2 to read. Like let it build a little bit if you haven't read them, and if you're new to them, read them all, and you'll be like, oh, when is the next season? This shit's
Yeah,
amazing. So
exactly.
yeah, go ahead. Are we putting up? What is it at Sick
Yes.
Media? I always mess
Yeah,
that
it
up.
was
Let me
the
Omaha myself.
Sick Media page, I
Yeah, I'm
believe.
Omaha because I
If
always
not, then find us. Then find. Oh yeah, there you
there
go.
you go.
That's the website where you can find the sickpodcast.com. You'll be able to just go ahead and read those articles and previous articles. Hilarious reads. Like I said, quick reads. These are things that you'll be able to go through, and there's actually great content. So make sure that you're going and you're reading that, because that's everything that you need to know for these past games and for these games coming up. And also,
With a
please
kick of
bring
jalapeno in them.
and please bring up the Fitballer information, please. Yes. So if you scan that QR code, it's going to bring you to a Google form. That Google form is going to be your entry in to receive a signed Tyler Warren jersey from our friends at Fitballer, where they're able to make sure that their catering plans for people who are looking to not just lose weight but live a more active lifestyle. Like, you're able to basically just do so much more given the Fitballer way and what they're able to do. And guys, I'm just telling you right now, this one's for y'all. This one's specifically for you. It's from Fitballer and the Sick Podcast, or the Sick Podcast Anvil Show. Basically, like I said, when you hit the link in the notes, or you scan that QR code right now, fill out the form, you're in. The winner is going to be announced on November 10th, so you do have time. But also, like I said, we know that you're honorable people, but don't give this to those people who try to who make like 6 to 7 accounts for Netflix because they don't want to pay the fee per month. Like, make sure that we go ahead, just 1 entry per person. And then also,
Let me Omaha that out here. Hey, don't you do it.
hey, don't you dare. Don't you dare. All
Yeah.
right, there's no shenanigans.
That's
But
hilarious.
then also, this is sponsored by Fitballer. It's once again a football fitness app that's built for guys and ladies who want to be part of the team and get healthy again. They have some catered plans. They give you some really, really helpful ideas for making sure that you not just lose weight, but that you stay physically fit and that you're able to go ahead and reach any goals you have. Great company. They're awesome. Make sure that you go ahead and just look into Fitballer as well. But I mean, as of right now, like I said, just shout out to and I want to I know, Clyde, I'm going to go off the shout
Get
out
off the cuff.
shout out
Okay.
Teresa, shout out to Meanie, shout out to Stacy. We got Chris, we got, I don't know who's 7D12, but 7D12, cool. Luis Ugly, what's going on, man? Craig, appreciate you.
Good
Like I
job,
said,
Teresa.
yes,
You're
we
getting
got
close to it. You're getting close to it, girl.
yes, got my boy Brandon, Stealth NC. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube, now watching on Twitter with us. Now that we have that situated now, shout out to everybody who watches this weekly. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. Also, make sure that when that link pops up, make sure that wherever you are, if you're on Twitter, repost it. If you're on Facebook, share it. Like I said, we appreciate you all for all that. But I think that's it.
There you go.
For
I
me.
was waiting on Sick Pod Coats. Yeah, definitely follow us on X Sick Pod Coats. Yeah, man, I don't really have too much outside of seeing how the mainstay for the tailgate is not here this week. Please come out to the tailgate. We have
Yes.
the afternoon game, so it's a 4:25 game. Clyde will not be in attendance for this one. I apologize, but it will still be an amazing time. So yeah, go out to the tailgate, kick it with the Anvil like you always do. Anvil shots, the whole nine. tailgate opens. Ooh, it's early. So, probably get there 10, 11 o'clock, maybe 12, somewhere in there. We'll have the TV for early games if you want to watch those. I don't know what our dish is this week, but they'll figure that out. So, yeah, come out, have a good time. And yeah, go Colts. Let's get it done. I think that is all that we have. Also, go Pacers. Welcome back. Can't wait to see what the boys in gold and blue do this season. Starts tonight with the rematch that is the Fowlers and Foul Drawers. I don't even respect their name. Oklahoma Fowlers or Foul Drawers or whatever you call them. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Sammy, take us out. Look at you.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast and Bill Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.